Why does God allow violence, injustice, or cruelty? If God is all good and all-powerful, why does He allow evil and suffering to exist? Why is there natural disasters, diseases, war, and personal hardship? Thank you for joining us today. If you've ever struggled with these questions or know someone who has, be sure to stick around as we dive into this important discussion. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Let's get started. If we acknowledge the persistent reality of suffering and pain in the world, it can lead us to wonder whether there is a deeper role that humanity plays in reducing that suffering. Is God calling each of us individually to choose paths that can make life better for others? Is it possible that God, in allowing suffering to exist, is calling upon us to work together to alleviate it? It seems that the responsibility for reducing suffering doesn't rest solely with divine intervention, but also involves human action and cooperation. We are entrusted with the responsibility to care for each other and the world. We are commanded to love our neighbor as ourselves. God's plan for a better world includes humanity as active participants, using our abilities to reduce suffering, promote justice, and help heal the world. In essence, God is inviting us to partner with Him in creating a world where suffering is minimized. God is providing guidance, inspiration, and moral teachings, but it is up to each of us to choose how we respond. By choosing to help others, stand for justice, or take action in ways that reduce suffering, we are actively participating in that divine plan. The path is not always easy, and the choices can sometimes be difficult, but the opportunity to make a difference is there for each individual. This aligns with the idea that God, rather than forcing a specific outcome, invites humanity to be the agents of change. The idea is that God's ultimate free will involves us choosing to act in love, compassion, and service to others. Even though suffering is a reality, we have a role in creating a more just, peaceful, and compassionate world. God is empowering us to make a difference in each other's lives. God made us in His image, meaning that we share some qualities with God, such as the ability to shape our lives, create new things, and have unique experiences. We were created with free will, or the ability to choose between different actions and paths. Free will means that we can choose between good and bad, right and wrong. The ability to choose is important because it makes our actions meaningful. If we were forced to always do good, then our good actions wouldn't really have value, because we wouldn't be choosing them freely. We would then become like artificial intelligence. Choosing to do what's right, even when it's hard, becomes an act of love, kindness, or courage. With free will, we can learn from our mistakes. If we were always forced to do the right thing, we wouldn't have the chance to grow from our challenges, failures, and successes. Free will gives us the opportunity to make mistakes, learn from them, and become better people over time. Unfortunately, free will also means that people can choose to do harmful things, like causing violence or suffering. This is one of the reasons why bad things happen in the world. But the idea is that even though free will brings the possibility of suffering, it also allows for real love, kindness, and compassion, because those things are chosen freely. Without free will, there would be no real love or genuine good actions, just obedience without understanding. God intervenes every moment of every day, through our conscience, in persuading all to choose good over evil. In protecting every individual's ability to choose, God weeps with us in viewing the sufferings caused by wickedness. However, it appears that His weeping is not only for the suffering of the victims, but also for those who inflict such suffering on others. The greater sorrow comes from knowing that any people would so harden their hearts as to choose such terrible wickedness, even if it be in the temporary setting of mortality. God respects our freedom, even though it means we might choose wrongly sometimes. This respect for our free will is really important, because it allows us to reflect God's creativity, make meaningful choices, grow from experiences, and show love and goodness freely. It's a gift that makes life rich and full of possibilities, but it also means we need to be responsible for the choices we make. Just like God created the world with love and intention, we can use our creativity to solve problems, invent new things, and bring beauty or change to the world. Through art, music, writing, technology, and even small acts of kindness, we can Create things that reflect God's creative spirit. God created us to live in relationships with one another, and through free will, we have the ability to create and nurture relationships. We can choose to love, support, and care for others, just as God chooses to love us. Relationships are a form of creation because, through our choices, we build trust, share experiences, and form connections that shape our lives and communities. Just as God created a world that reflects His goodness, we are given the opportunity to choose good over evil, kindness over cruelty, and justice over injustice. Our free will allows us to create a world, even in small ways, that reflects the values we believe in. When we choose love, fairness, and integrity, we are creating a better world, just as God created a world that is meant to reflect His goodness. Free will allows us to grow and improve as individuals. As creators, we have the power to change and shape who we are and change our world, whether it's through learning, overcoming challenges, or choosing to become better people. In a way, we are constantly creating ourselves, our character, values, and habits through the choices we make. Free will then is personal responsibility and the opportunity for growth, transformation, and redemption. While suffering and pain are realities that may not go away anytime soon, there seems to be a deeper invitation from God for us to participate in the work of healing and alleviating that suffering. God might not intervene in every instance of pain, but the call to reduce suffering is woven throughout spiritual teachings. We are encouraged to live out compassion, empathy, and justice, not only in personal acts, but in systemic efforts that can help transform the world into a place where suffering is lessened and peace is fostered. In this way, we may understand our role in God's plan, not merely as passive recipients of divine intervention, but as active participants in building a world of greater love and less suffering, and create outcomes that reflect our highest values and contribute to the well-being of others. Thank you so much for joining us for today's study. We truly appreciate your time and hope this video has brought some insight into the question of why God allows suffering in our lives. Your participation means a lot to us, and we're grateful for the opportunity to explore these deep topics together. If you found this video meaningful, we invite you to watch our other upcoming videos where we tackle some of the Bible's most thought-provoking and sometimes contradictory topics. From peace and war to love and hate, we dive into these difficult questions to help bring clarity and understanding. Let us know in the comments section below if you have any topics you would like us to discuss. We also invite you to check out our other channel, RGE Key Inspirational, for videos on prayer, inspiration, and how to deepen your relationship with God. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on future content that can inspire and uplift you. Thanks again for being part of our community. We look forward to exploring more with you in our next video. Take care and stay inspired.